Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Jess. So glad that you guys are joining me because today we are doing my reading journal. This is what I'm going to be using for right now. The black cover with the books on it and then rainbow plastic discs. Eventually I may switch these out for metal discs, but I haven't yet. So basically today's video, I'm going to be officially setting this up and getting it prepared for 2024 and January. So for my new viewers, welcome. My returning viewers, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoy this. And yeah, I'm excited to use my reading journal. So the way that I have it set up is I have my cover. I have a perpetual calendar where I'm going to be putting in book clubs and author chats. I need to take a look at January to kind of confirm like anything else going on, but I went ahead and wrote in one that I have, and then we were also going to put in for another one that I know that I have. I think I actually have one on the 17th as well, but I don't know where my phone is to double check. Welcome to my life lately. All right, so then I have that, and then my book rating scale. Let's go ahead and do this. I am going to be taking a Tombow mild liner. Which color do I want to use? And let's also just take like some Doc Grid paper. I'm going to use Doc Grid paper from the Wrong notebook just because it's within easy reach, but basically it's kind of like which yellow do I want to use. The lemon yellow zebra mild liner won out, and I'm just gonna color these in. So my book rating scale is basically like, this is how I know how I want to, or like kind of like my thoughts as I'm rating books. And I will explain that as I go. Now, one complaint with my printer is that the ink tends to smear. So that's kind of annoying. So I have to be like really careful when I go to color these in. And I think that that's going to be like a good reason for next year. Maybe I will go ahead and have Staples print out my stuff. Okay, so book rating scale, basically a 1 means that it is that I did not finish. Also, if I do not finish a book, I do not have it on Goodreads. So this is primarily used when I'm reading ARCs, and I'm going to be using it in NetGalley. So 2-star, we're going to put, it was okay, not recommend. So a book that I finished, but really like it's nothing that I'm going to recommend to people. 3-star is, it was good, will recommend. 4-star was, it was really good. Oops. Actually, this one I'm going to completely change what I was writing there. We're going to put really enjoyed, a top book, because there's a very fine line between 4 and 5-star for me. And then a 5-star book is gonna be absolute favorite. completely obsessed. All right, I've always wanted to have a book rating scale in my notebook, so now I do. Okay, so the spice rating scale, I'm gonna go ahead and color it in. I'm using an 856 for a Tombow, but I'm not gonna fill it in. And a lot of it is because I'm not really sure exactly how I want to designate these ratings. And I think a lot of it is I probably need to like kind of go back and look at some of the Open Door books that I've read and kind of figure out like one spice will be that may mean that maybe just simply it was an Open Door non-descriptive sex scenes. Like maybe there was one. 2, maybe it was Open Door and there was a couple, but they weren't very descriptive. 3, maybe they got like a little bit more descriptive, 2 to 3 scenes. 4, oh my gosh, see, like 4 and 5, I don't know if I have ever read any books. Like I would kind of think that like maybe 4 would be that there was like multiple, but it still had a plot. Whereas 5 is going to be, I'm pretty sure the book's entire plot was about sex. And so, yeah, this one, before I fill it in, I really need to kind of think on that to determine how I want to designate those ratings. But I have it colored in, and sometimes that's half the work. And I also messed that one up, but that's okay. All right, so this one is done. Let's move on. And then we go to my yearly reading challenge. I'm not going to do anything for this. Basically, after I finish 100 books, that's when I will start to number these up. January, books read. For the wrap-up pages, there's nothing that I need to do. Those are already ready. Top book of 2024. What I would like to do for this one is I would like to put in some labels down the side. I am going to the essential dates and numbers from the Happy Planner because I think that this one will work because we have like these little white ones, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and I'm going to basically cut off the part that I don't need and just use the abbreviation. So super simple. I'm going to go ahead and do this and I will speed it up. So the way that this one will work, I have one book for each month that's going to be my top book of the month. And then between January and February, I will pick my top one. Between April and March, I will pick my top one. And then between those 2 months, I will pick my top one. Similar for like between April and March, my top, and then June and May, my top. I'm going to pick the top book from that one. So for instance, maybe I liked my top book from the first 2 months more than the second 2 months, but maybe I liked this book more than this one. So it still has a chance. And it's just going to go all the way down. So I'll basically be picking my top book from the first 6 months of the year, comparing it to my top book of the second 6 months. And then that's going to be my top book of the year. And these little spaces are all for the pictures of the covers, which I do have a video showing you how I print out my covers, and you can check it out in the description. So that's all ready. And then we come to the months. So I'm using a calendar from the Happy Planner Plans and Notes. So it is not dated up. So we're gonna go ahead and really quickly date it. And for really anything like this, I will plan on speeding it up, so then that way you're not having to watch me like date up everything. But for now, I'm going to kind of explain how I will be using these. So the monthly calendar is used to track when I start a book and when I finish a book. So for instance, let's say I start a book on the 1st, I will write it at the top. And then if I was to finish it on the 5th, I would write it at the bottom. And I tend to do color coding. So I will use one color for every single time that I start a book. I will use a different color for every single time that I finish a book. If I start and finish a book in the same day, maybe I'm reading a novella, maybe I'm listening to an audiobook, for instance, I'm going to have a third color, and those will go in the middle of the box. That way I'm not having to write it twice, and it just looks a little bit more streamlined. And then what I'm also going to do is on the side, I will have my color coding system. So then that way I know exactly what colors to use for what reason. All right, I'm going to finish dating this up and then we will move on. All right, so January is dated up. The 1st starts on a Monday, 31st ends on a Wednesday. This is going to be going back into the back of my planner. So then that way when I get bored, I can date up February. All right, so month is ready. I am not picking, I am picking my colors. Let's go with, I like to pick lighter colors. So we're gonna go with this purple is going to be, okay, that's really not that light, but I guess it is now. I guess that's what I'm choosing. This purple is going to be the starting color. We're gonna go with this blue, and I'm gonna put 1 day. So basically means I started it and finished it same day. Oh, maybe I should have put same day. Okay, let's. And actually now that, and you know, now that I'm kind of figuring out how I want to put this together, future months will be a lot neater and a lot prettier. So we're gonna go same day. And then I think we're gonna use, let's do this orange for when I finished. Okay, so now I basically have my colors picked out. I'm torn on whether I'm going to decorate the monthly. Sometimes I like it to be super functional. I kind of want to decorate it, but I need to decide. That's one thing that I haven't quite decided on yet. The rest of this is the rest of the monthlies. I really wanted to be able to have all of the monthlies just kind of like cleanly flipping. So then that way I have them all together, and then I have my wrap-up pages all together. Then we have my books read. This I will not be updating until I actually read books for 2024. But this is how I have the shelves. I may end up having to add in another thing of shelves. We'll kind of see. Each page has 50 books. So my hope is that this is going to give me 200 books. That should be plenty. A to Z challenge, I can't fill in until I start reading books for 2024, but basically I will choose. So like, let's say for instance, let's do this. One of the books I want to read for January is Mother-Daughter Murder Night. So I can be able to write that after I'm done reading this book. I can be able to write it for the letter M. And so on. Monthly TBR. Let's do this one. So my monthly TBR is going to be of books that I want to read that are not ARCs or not advanced reader copies. So I have a small stack of books right here that I know for a fact I want to read for this month. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on there. So the first one that we have is The Do-Over. And basically, I'm just going to write them in starting from the bottom. The next book is The Burnout. This is me trying to get physical books off of my shelf. And then we have Mother-Daughter Murder Night. All right. And then probably like, as I kind of figure out what other books that I want to read for January, I will add them to it. But as of now, this is what is on my list. Then we have my monthly ARCs. So these are advanced reader copies that I want to read, whether they are physical or whether they are like Kindle ebooks. So one that I do want to read, because I doubt I'm going to be able to read it in December, is the book Finding Mr. Perfect. This is an advanced reading copy. So this was actually sent to me from the publisher. You'll know because it says like advanced reader copy, uncorrected proof, not for sale. There's no type of barcode on it, but this is going to be one of them. And then in my pre-planning notebook, I also have a list of books that I need to read for February. These are all Kindle books. I'm already reading, like I've already read one of them. I'm reading number 2, so I'm gonna put these 5 on there as well. And that's what I'm gonna do now. And again, this is something else I'm gonna speed up, so then that way you're not sitting here watching me slowly write. All right, so those are the ARCs that I would like to read in January. If I find that I read all 6 of these and I want to add to it, I will do that. But as of right now, my goal is to read the books that are publishing in February the month before. So like every month I'll be reading it the month before. I would love to kind of like get like a huge head start, but we'll see. So we have my yearly review. Obviously this I can't complete until after the month is over. My daily reading in Pixel. So this is where I'm going to be tracking each day that I read either a physical book, a Kindle, or an audio, and I have colors picked out for that already. Then we have my time reading in Pixels. I've already done this one, so I've already updated to where this is going to be like 30 minutes to 1 hour for those days, 1 to 2 hours or 2+ hours. Genre in Pixels, that's my next one. This is actually one that I was talking with a friend about what genres that I wanted to include. So what was decided on was, let's go with, I want to kind of figure out how I want to color these as well, because I don't know, color coding is super important to me. And I have the colors kind of already picked out for what I want to use. So January, or I'm sorry, pink is going to be romance. Orange is going to be fiction. Yellow is going to be historical fiction. Or I'm going to put historical in general. But most likely that's going to end up being historical fiction. Green is fantasy. Blue. Let's go blue with thriller. Purple is young adult. So like for my books, the book The Do-Over is considered a young adult book. So like young adult tends to be really anything like high school to like 18 to 20. Like there are definitely books that are considered young adult that have people who are like in high school or starting college. So young adult has definitely changed from when I was a teenager. And then brown is mystery, and then gray is thriller. Yes, no, gray is nonfiction. All right, so that is all set up, and I know what colors are for what genre. Now, this new one is 24 books in 2024. This is actually something that I'm not quite ready for yet. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be posting on Instagram books that people are recommending that I read in 2024. Now, I actually already have some ideas, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this page in half because I want to write down my ideas. So the book Divine Rivals is a 2024. The book Ruthless Vows, which actually came out today. I still need to read Iron Flame. So those are like 3 books for 2024 that I absolutely want to read. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post on Instagram asking people for more opinions. And then I will add them to my 24 books in 2024 list. So next I have my Create Your Own Bingo. This is a January through March. And what I decided that I would be decorating it. Because my friend Danny, has been kind of designing the pages, and she kind of did it in like a gold theme for like New Year. So I'm going to be using these stickers from the Wrong Wrong Gatsby. And I was just kind of thinking like I could, let's see if there's anything fun, like kind of using these and putting them like in the corner. I think I want to take this off of the discs. I will have to repunch it, and I will repunch it using my my one punch. I kind of want, no, actually we're not going to use that. I am thinking I know what I want to do. These black balloons will be fun. So we've got a black balloon, we've got a gold balloon, and then like these little party noise maker things. And then we've got these. Okay, so let's do, I like these florals. I think these are like super, super pretty. And what I think I want to do is, I think I want to just kind of continue with putting things around the side, but I would like to actually cut that around so then that way it looks like that it's going behind the box. And then I will trim it around that side at the very end. We've got a couple feathers that I would like to include. So same over here. So the Clear Your Shelves is basically, this is me committing to reading books from my physical shelves. So for instance, these books are going to end up going on this, When I do this bingo, I do not write in ahead of time what the books are going to be because I want to allow myself to be a mood reader. I'm trying to set TBR, but I don't want to be committed that if I don't read those books, then I basically lost that space. Because 100% I am a mood reader. And a lot of times with my TBR, if I set a book and I don't read it that month, it's very well likely that I will read it the following month. So I'm just giving myself a lot of flexibility. And then I gotta put this on, like I gotta release some of the stickiness because these absolutely will tear the paper. And then I will trim that. Let's see. Let's go with, let's do a fan on this side. We're gonna do like that. The bingo that my friend Deanna and I do, it is on Instagram. So if you wanted to join us, you absolutely can. My Instagram is linked below, and we share in our stories about the bingo. And this is like something that we are doing on a quarterly basis. All right. So I think what I want to do is I want to do like one more thing over here, and then, ooh, let's use these feathers for over here. I am so ready for January, so ready for my 2024 reading goals. And let me know, are you ready? Are you prepared? Is your reading journal prepared? Which, by the way, I feel like I'm very close to having these pages kind of fixed and cleaned up, because before I launch my Etsy shop, I want to be able to have the pages be to where you can be able to print them out double-sided. So that's what I'm working on right now. I also realized I forgot to repunch it. Come on, there we go. Perfect. All right, so my bingo's all decorated. Now we have my ARC tracker. This is something that I'm actually going to fill in off camera. But basically what I've decided to do is I will be taking, because in this notebook, again, I have all of my ARCs. I'm going to be taking them and updating this page to where I'm writing out the published date, the title, the author, which I didn't write down the author on here, so I will have to update it there. And then I'm basically writing down, did I read it? Check yes, check no. Or once I've read it, I check yes. And then NG/GR means that I left a review. So once I leave a review, I check yes. And then I will go in and I will actually rate it. So this one is one that I've already read. I have already rated it, but it was one that I gave 5 stars to. It was absolutely like one of the best books that I've read. So this I will be filling in off camera, but that's basically how I'm going to be using it. So like for instance, all of my January books are done. I will have to add this one to this tracker. It's not on this because by the time when I filled this out, I hadn't received this in the mail yet. But this is going to be for all of my arcs. And then like once I start putting February in there, that's when I'm going to have a lot that I haven't read and reviewed yet because my reading is kind of out of control right now. So, and then reading tracker, this will be starting as of January. So nothing will be filled in for this until I actually read it. And say hi to Duke, say goodbye to Duke. Spice tracker, again, this is something that I will start filling out once the year starts. Book club reads. All right, so this is where I'm going to be filling in my book clubs. So the first one is the Traveling Book Club. And our first book, I hate to say that it's one that I may have forgotten. Okay, so the book that we are reading, Duke, you are a butthead, is The Frozen River. So I'm just basically going to be putting in the month and the year. Oh, I probably want to add this to my TBR now that I think about it. And our Zoom date is January 18th. Let's move Duke again. And let me go back to my monthly TBR because I want to add that in. So that's what Duke wanted. He wanted food. Oh, and then another book that actually I just remembered that I need to read is, and this is one I think I'm going to have to, either I need to get Kindle Unlimited or I'm going to have to buy the physical book. But it's the book A Cross Country Wedding by Courtney Walsh. This is why I'm glad that I'm doing this, because it reminded me what books I need to read. Okay, so let me go back here. And okay, so book club. So this book club monthly reads page, this is going to be where I'm going to be putting in a photo of the book that we read. Also, this is like, shows you kind of like how new I am to printables. Apparently when I printed out some of these, I printed them out a little bit smaller. Or actually, I think I printed like these ones out too big. Like I didn't cut it down near enough. So I may go through and try to fix it. Okay, so another book club that I participate in is called Just Talking to My Books. We basically do bi-monthly reads and author chats. So the one that we're doing for January is A Cross Country Wedding. And it is by Courtney Walsh. And our Zoom date is the 16th. So for this book club, I will not be filling in this entire page. Just like I'm only going to be filling in 6 of these, so I may even have this one roll over into 2025. The next one is a book club. It's called It Starts With Books. And it is basically like a book club that just kind of stemmed off from another book club that I'm in where we don't really do like monthly books. We do author chats a lot, and we are now kind of like branched out, so we're still in both, but we just have an extra one. But anyways, our January book is Mother Daughter Murder Night. I ran out of room. I write too big for pages like this. By Nina Simon. And our Zoom date, I need to figure it out. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to kind of remind myself when we were having that one. And then I have my Joyful Chaos. Joyful Chaos Book Club. And this one, I may end up using like more pages than just one. I may end up using more than one monthly read, just like, especially if we do 2 author chats and I read I read a book by each of the authors. I may have 2 of them for January. So we'll kind of see how that works. Now I come to my low spend tracker. This is something that I am doing for 2024. I will need to date up my calendars. So I'm going to go ahead and do for January and February. I'm putting it off to the side. Mainly just because I just want to. Or do I want to? Nope, we're actually putting it right on top. JK lol. Oh, snap. Okay. Hold on. Don't rip my paper. It's okay. I'll get over it. Oh, geez. Whatever. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting some rules. I'm going to be setting a goal, and then I'm going to have 2 colors. One is going to be a spend, and the other is going to be a no spend. So we have blue is going to be my no spend, and pink is going to be my spend. Because I want to actually track whether I spend or don't spend on books. And I want to set some ground rules, and I want to set a goal. So ultimately, let's go ahead and I'm just going to do bullets for that. And then goal is not going to get anything because my goal is spend less than $20 on books a month. Okay, I'm not doing a complete no spend because I know that that's completely unrealistic. So the rule is I'm allowed to buy 1 book a month. Now, money not spent will roll over. And so let's say, for instance, let's say I don't buy any books in January, but I buy a book in February, but I buy 2 books in February because I have $20 from January, $20 from February. If more than 1 book is purchased, additional will be saved for December. So basically, let's say I spend nothing in January, but I spend something in February. The book from February, the second book that I purchased in February, I cannot have. Like, it's going to be put in my closet until December. So I'm going to see how this works. I'm not dating this up. Like maybe I will like at the end of each day, but I'm not going to pre-date it up. But it's basically going to be for each day, I'm going to put in either a blue dot or a pink dot, whether I spent or I didn't spend. And then that way, at the end of the month, I can be able to look back and say, either I did really good or I did really bad. So I have enough of those for every single month of the year. And I'm not updating the rules right now for all of them because I want to see how these rules work for the first 2 months, because I may need to adjust. And then my book ratings, I can't really do anything with those until I start reading. And these are all just extra pages, which means I'm basically prepared for January in 2024. Let me go back to my TBR. I may end up adding some more books to this, like I mentioned, but I don't know if I'm going to do that now. And then my monthly arc, this may be the only other thing that I update, but I want to see how I do with reading these 5 books and then, or these 6 books. And then if I have time and I can read some from March, then I will do that as well. There we go. You guys, I am so ready for January in my reading journal. I'm so excited about this. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop them down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Thumbs up, subscribe, click that notification bell. Stay tuned because I really, really, really hope to have my Etsy shop opened up eventually. I wish I could have been able to do it before now. Unfortunately, life has just been very busy. But yes, like I said, I hope to have that up for you guys. So if you want to purchase my printables, you can. But thank you guys so much. Have a good day, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.